This is Garrett Fry, the 3D digital map painting sequence lead for the cemetery sequence, and we're looking at shot 1439. So let's go ahead and play that. So this shot is orbiting around something, and that something isn't there yet. You need to add the centerpiece of this shot. It's really kind of a camera move without a purpose, and you're adding the purpose with your element that you're going to be adding. So there's a lot of parallax going on in this shot. And so the things that you're adding here in this area, your centerpiece, the hero story element that is the purpose of this shot is going to need to be projected onto 3D geometry. So that's a full photogrammetry, full CG asset, every frame rendered, or it's a projection based setup where you're doing a painting first and then projecting onto 3D geometry. You'll have to figure out the best way to do that, if that's to put a projection camera at the head of the shot or the end of the shot or both, or one in the center of the shot with patch cameras here and there. So you'll need to figure out the best way to do that, and you'll want to go through a series of tests in order to figure that out. You also have this area over here and this area over here to put whatever gravestones that you want to put in there. The only caveat to that is that it can't take away from this centerpiece right here. So these have to be of lesser visual importance than the centerpiece here. And if you look at the lighting of the shot, you're going to see this beautiful rim light that you have going on here. And you're going to want to add that to your gravestones, especially this one here. That's going to make it really pop from the background there. And if you do add something over here, let's say in the shadow, and it's not making sense to put a rim light on it, especially if it's like a rim light that's really close to the ground, then you may need to do some dappled light on the ground over here to make sense of that. And if you do put something over here, then you absolutely have to put in a shadow on the ground. So change all your shadows to make sense with your gravestones. And last thing you will want to take a look at, especially with this shot where it's really close, we're really close to the gravestone, is that you're going to want to put a moving specular highlight across the object, which you can do if you're rendering it out as your projection geometry in 3D. Then you can get a specular highlight pass that you can put on top inside of compositing. Before starting out on the shot, it's really important to familiarize yourself with the extensive photo reference in the library. It is worthwhile to do quick matte painting concepts so you can start to understand what kind of photography works for what particular situation. Also, make sure you're utilizing the asset library, especially for those shots that require continuity between environments. These assets can be a huge help, and remember that every asset has high resolution photography, so if the asset is not high enough resolution when rendered, you can overlay it with photography.